Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Deborah, and today I'm going to be playing with some fabric and some paper. So I had this idea in mind that I want to make something that's like linear, and I want to use some fabric and paper, not just the paper by itself. So that was the plan, and I have this paper which is the 6x6 that I was using in a few more videos, and I thought if I can have some that I can put on, I've got a couple of different bits here, then maybe I can make some sort of nice collagey linear thing that I can then use later on in my journals, and I can address it, make it a bit prettier. So I'm starting out just by cutting some strips out. I think that's how I'm going to start. I really have no idea what I'm doing, other than I do know I want to go linear. And then I have some bits of fabric. So I've got some different ones. Maybe I'll put this one on here because that looks much better. I think I've got that up the wrong way. Yep. I'm not sure how much of it will still be showing in the end. And I will just glue it down. I was going to try and sew it, but I've decided that it'll be quicker to glue it, and this should glue quite well. So I'll just get started and see how I go. So I've had a really interesting few days, really interesting, busy. And one of the things that I did was, I think I said that we were going out to have a look at a Toyota Coaster, a bus, in one of my last videos. Well, we never actually got there because my husband went to the doctor on Friday. He wasn't well Thursday, and on Friday he went to the doctor, and the doctor told him he had to go straight to hospital, straight to emergency, and get some treatment. It was very important that he do that. So we ended up going up to emergency on Friday, and they put him in hospital. So there you go. So that was all fun and games. And he was in hospital on Friday and didn't come out. So Friday morning he went in, and then he came out finally on Sunday. So that was great. We got him home. I just want to use some of these different fabrics I've got. This one's got a bit of map on it, some hearts, and various other bits and bobs. I'm going to turn that up this way though, so I get the flower at the top, not the bottom. Just see how I'll go if I put something like this down. And just up a bit maybe. And maybe that's a little bit too long. I don't want them very long, I don't think. I could make a pocket and things out of them. I wonder if I turned it up this way, what that would do. Doesn't matter if it's upside down really, does it? I like that better, I think. Yep, okay, so that's what I'll do. Yes, so we were at the hospital, and of course, as you know, when people are in hospital, you need to go up and back and up and back and up and back. You've got to keep them company. And plus I was worried about him, so I was up and down to the hospital on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then Sunday I went up and they said he could come home, so that was wonderful to get him back home again. And he's not 100% still, but he will get better, they tell us. It's just going to take time. And no, he doesn't have COVID, just in case you were wondering. He's just got a few other issues, but certainly not COVID. I like this piece here. I think I'll put that over the top there. Okay. And I could sew this and not glue it. I know that, but I just don't feel like getting the machine out right now. I think I'm just happier to sit here and glue and chat. So I hope your weekend was better than mine. Not that it was bad, it was just unexpected. We weren't expecting to end up at the hospital just when he went to the doctor, and he rang me and went, oh, they told me I have to go to the emergency straight away. So that was all fun. So that's what we did. And that put paid to our plans to go and see the bus, unfortunately. Now, if I put this over here, I'm kind of going to hide everything, can't I? Maybe I'll save that for the next one. I don't like how that's curving over. I could iron it, but it's easier just to chop it off actually. That's the lazy way, the laziness in me. And I do have a few other little bits here. I've got this bit. I wonder if I should lay some of it down here as well. So I've got the continuation of the heart here, or if I should go to some of this. I like the heart actually. I'll just pop a little bit down here. So then today I went down to see the bus. I went by myself because my husband's not well enough to go out, but he's not that sick that I can't leave him by himself. I assure you, I wouldn't have left him otherwise, definitely. So I went down and saw the bus, and I think to say that it was an eye-opener would be an understatement, because I was completely unprepared for how tiny it is. And I know caravans are tiny too, but this just kind of blew my mind a little bit. It is minuscule. Might put that down there, that little bit. Yeah. Chop a bit, put it down. And it's not only is it small, like I guess I was expecting it to be small, and it's all right to look and say, oh well, that's, you know, X meters and therefore that looks fine. But when you're in a space and it's sort of like full of stuff, it certainly becomes small very quickly. So it's super small. And also I was quite surprised that, you know, in terms of the roof height, the internal roof height, because it's said in all the books and everything I've read, that it was like 1.9 meters, and it is not 1.9 meters. Well, I think it is. I think it's about 185 or something, and I'm short. I'm like 165, so I thought that that would be fine, but having been in that space, the answer is no. It's much smaller than I expected. So now I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. Now, I also have somewhere on this table, oh, here they are, I've got some buttons. So the plan would be to do something like this, and then take something like, I've got this still left on the table, like the found relative or something, and put it over, you know, like, in fact I could cut that and do that now, but you could add it on later. I think I'm just going to cut this dude and do it now, just trim around him. Don't have to have the big piece of card at the back. So yes, even with, you know, and because I want, you know, a few things in there, I found that it might be a bit too small, you know. And when I got to the point of saying, you know, I need a craft room, I think his jaw hit the floor. He was like, what? I said, have you ever put a craft room in anything? And he went, no. No craft rooms in the bus. I went, okay, well, see how that sits there? I even like this bit hanging down here. I might put it over to the side a little bit, like that. Okay, I'll stick him down. And so it was interesting, and I'm not sure that it's going to work. I haven't given up. Part of the issue, one of the biggest issues, and why it seems so small, is that it doesn't have a passenger door. It only has a driver door, because it's a bus. Although you think they would have put a passenger door in, but they didn't. I'll put some buttons on now. And because it's a bus and it doesn't have a driver's door, a passenger door, of course that makes it incredibly difficult to get in, because there's an engine in the middle between the two seats, the driver's seat and the other seat. What about if I put a bit of that there? I like that. Yeah, let's do that. And so the result being is that they'd have to move the passenger seat back. And there is a space as you walk in the door on the left-hand side, which is you know, a lot of people put their fridge there. Oh, I was going to turn it the other way, wasn't I? Yet. Because it's quite a good space for a fridge and it sits quite well in there. No, I think I'll turn it back. It's got a bit of glue on it, but it'll still work. So I'm thinking, because they have to put the passenger seat there, you lose that space. And then you can't put anything where the front seat would be, the front passenger seat. There must be some rule. Probably Queensland's got a lot more rules than other states, I know that. And so because of that, you're kind of losing, and it's only, you know, maybe 450 millimeters that you're losing, but that is a lot in a space that is already so tiny. I think I will put some buttons down along here. So that's the plan, is to have a rethink now, because it hasn't really been the experience that I was expecting, and I was really, really excited about seeing it. And it looked big, and then I got in it and I went, oh dear, this isn't going to work. We need to get a bigger bus. Sorry, Jaws, you know, we're going to need a bigger boat. I think we're going to need a bigger bus in this instance. And since my hands are all sticky, and since I can't have a bigger bus, I think I have to go to getting a camper van maybe, and then modifying the camper van to what we want, because it would be easier to drive than a big bus. Oh, that button doesn't want to stay there. This glue is like super sticky on that thing, and I do want them to be reasonably evenly spaced. I'll use my palette knife, it might help. Okay, there you go. I think that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, okay. And like I said, I could sew it, but I think the sewing would be easier than the glue, because I know my hands are all sticky. I'm wondering if I can put another button or something somewhere to kind of bring it in to what I want it to be. I think that button detracts from the rest of the piece, so that's probably going to have to go. Alright, I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it. That's what I'll do. I was thinking about something here, but then I've got that bit and that bit. So I think I'll try another one and see what I can do. I wasn't going to use the found relatives, but I just saw them on the table and thought that might be a good thing to pick up. Let's put that one aside and try another one. Where's my other bits that I cut? Now I've lost my paper, hang on. Here's some paper here. I think I used all that stuff that I cut. Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to cut some more. So the plan now is just to rethink and determine what we might do. I love this sort of, where it looks like water or tea or something spilt on the edge. I also like kind of starting with 3 pieces of the paper and then offsetting them. What's that? Is that up? Yep, that's up. I have to have it that way. Might have to put this here. Put that there. And then I could put this one. Maybe I'll put this one over this side. And then see, oh no, I think I want the clock on the outside for sure. Maybe I don't want that 3rd piece. I just want the 2 and some fabric. I've also got this fabric, which is the library cards fabric that I have. I thought to put a piece of that down might be quite nice. I'd have to cut it though, but I'm going to. I'm just going to chop it up here, and then I'll chop this bit out. Like this. And I think that bit there. That's quite good, isn't it? I really like the colours that are in this map fabric too, so I might have to have a piece of this on here. That's really nice. I think I need to cut it a bit straighter, so I'll just fold it up, see if I can get it a bit straighter on the edge. At least one edge I think needs to be a bit straighter, not curved. That's pretty good. And this piece can go across like that. Just cut a bit more off it, and it can go there to cover up that curve. I think I'll stick some of this on, or it'll keep moving around and then I won't know where to put anything. So all in all, it was a really interesting morning. It taught me a lot, and it showed me what may or may not work for me. So the plan would be to keep working on it, think about it some more, and see where else we can go with all this. I think I put that wrong way, did I? No, that's the right way. And then put a little bit down here, maybe, yep. Let's put some down here. So I can always go back in and sew this afterwards if I wanted to. I need something up the top. It's looking a bit bottom heavy now. So what can I put up the top without ruining it? Maybe this bit of green. Yeah, that'll look good. So I've got like a step. That's what'll go there. Right. So my advice, if you're looking at doing something like getting yourself anything really, before you get too far down the track, find somebody, ask them if you can come and look, and then have a look, because you might get a big shock like I did this morning too. I like this stuff, this sort of, don't want to cover too much of it up, but I think I can get a little piece, maybe like this little raggedy bit here, probably cut it off. Put it down here. I wonder if I've got another found relative sitting on the table. I think I've got one more. I've got these two. I might cut those out as well and see what I can do with them. Sort of little fluffy thingy there. And maybe a bit more of this too. That might look quite good. If I add some of this in. Hang on. Let me, oh, I didn't cut it properly. Let me put some down the side here. Maybe I can put them here. Try it and see if it works. I don't want to cover up too much of that, you see. I know I've covered all of that little cloth I just put down, but that's too bad. Just put this down somewhere too while I've got it out, maybe here. Tuck it under there. Like that. And do I have any more? I do. Got some more of this, so I might put some of this up there. Just on the edge of this here. Get that on there. Okay, and then I think I'll finish up because it's I think that's enough for today. Just get that stuck down. And I need a connection between this and this. So that connection, I should have put some more of this on first, but it could be this piece. Maybe it's a little bit of this or this. I think that'll have to do for today because I'll put a couple of buttons down. My neighbour's about to start doing something that's very, very noisy, so I'm going to have to leave it. Come back and try and do a bit more of something else tomorrow, I think. Otherwise, you're not going to hear anything I say. So I think thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you're all staying well and happy. And I shall catch you next time. This is Deborah. Cheers.